Top takeaways from the Tory party conference that you won't hear anywhere else. Number one, it was small. Just like the leader of the Conservative Party at 5'2", it was pitifully small. They weren't really in the conference room at all, which I've been in. They were in the little annex room that they usually shove the media into, more of a breakout room, really. So less of a Tory party conference than a Tory party sort of tea break on the side. Liz Truss stole the sunshine for a good 24 hours. She was talking tax cuts and growth, which of course are two very popular things to talk about, particularly when we have security tags on cheese in Asda, and she seemed to enjoy this kind of coming back to life moment that she had, although we weren't certain she was back to life because of her delivery style, which does seem to be near a vegetative state. HS2 really pissed on Sunak's chips. He wanted to make this conference all about him being their go-to gung-ho leader, but in fact the leaking of the news that HS2 was being cancelled stole his thunder, and we just spent the last 2 days people asking him when's he going to announce that HS2 is being cancelled, which I think is happening right now as I speak. If you're called Andy and you're a mayor and you're from Greater Manchester or East Midlands, you're outraged. You're outraged. Andy Burnham, who's apoplectic, even more apoplectic than the day that he quite clearly ran into the conservatory doors at his family home. So the British taxpayer will now pay over £100 billion for a useless bit of train line that sort of leaves from London and maybe goes up to Birmingham, but certainly can't really be called HS2, and it won't really link with anything else in particular. It's going to be about as useful, as a cock-flavoured lollipop. And that's before you add on the things that actually happen here on the rail network. So you'll have strikes. Presumably, if you apply the excuse randomiser of the railway systems, you'll have a leaf on the line. You'll have a crew stuck on a different train. You'll have, what are the other ones? Oh, yeah, signalling issues. So if you apply all that, it's basically a load of old tosh. And Farage made this Tory party conference largely about himself by punching the air and I would say dancing, but we're unsure about that with Priti Patel. He will be joining the Conservative Party, you could assume, because clearly there's been something that's changed hands between GB News and the Tories for them to be mentioning GB News in such favourable terms all the time. That usually involves some lubrication of that system. And let's remember, Farage, bless his soul, brought us Brexit, but he'll also do whatever is best for Farage. And as examples of that, he threw the entire UKIP party under the bus in order to create a Brexit party with a clean image that didn't have racists in it. And then if you recall, he threw the Brexit party under the bus in order to get a blowy from Boris, and now one can assume he'll throw Reform under the bus in order to bring the numbers that Sunak needs, and presumably he'll get himself an MP seat in a safe Brexity kind of territory. One can assume as well, as part of this deal, there will be something in it for Richard Tice, God love him. Maybe for once in his life he'll get a happy ending, something he possibly never got from his girlfriend Isabel Oakeshoft. But either way, that looks like the trajectory for Farage. So if you are a candidate standing for Reform, you might want to look at your career options very, very soon. But mostly, whatever's gone on there, I think it's all been a very deeply unpleasant spectacle with people in cheap blue suits smiling and grinning and gurning in an endless sort of popularity contest around a greasy pole. And it seems still that those people, all of them actually, whether they're on our side or not, have no clue about how much loathing ordinary people feel towards the political class on all sides of the political aisle, and how little faith any of us regular people or anyone with a single brain cell has in this pantomime they try to sell us called a political system. It is all theatre. And the thing is, we aren't that big fans of the actors who are all in it for themselves. Ordinary people know. And honestly, Guy Fawkes is looking smarter by the day.